$4,300 a month. That is what a family renting a 3-bedroom home or apartment in the San Fernando Valley is paying right now in 2026. That is over $51,000 a year. It's going to your landlord, building you zero equity, zero ownership, zero return. In this video, I'm going to show you what that same money, more or less, could be doing for you instead, and let you decide whether renting still makes sense for you right now. I'm Loki De Leon, real estate advisor with Keller Williams VIP Properties. Let's look at the real numbers. What renting a 3-bedroom actually costs right now. Let me start with what the rental market actually looks like right now for a family that needs space. Current data from June 2026 shows 3-bedroom rentals in the San Fernando Valley averaging $4,300 a month. Even in more affordable Valley neighborhoods like Woodland Hills, Valley Village, you are looking at $3,600 to $3,800. So let's use $3,800 a month as a reasonable middle of the market number for a family renting a 3-bedroom in the LA and Valley area right now. At $3,800 a month, that's $45,600 a year in rent. Over 3 years, $136,800. Over 5 years, $228,000. And that assumes your rent stays flat, which it won't. Historically, rents in Los Angeles increase an average of 3 to 5% per year. If your rent goes up 3% annually from $3,800, in 5 years you will be paying over $4,400 a month. That money is gone every month. There is no asset at the end of it, no equity, no ownership, nothing to pass on. It is the cost of having a roof over your head and nothing more. The equity question nobody asks their landlord. Here is the question I want you to sit with for a moment. Every month you pay rent. Your landlord's equity goes up, not yours, theirs. When you pay a mortgage, something different happens. Part of every payment reduces your loan balance. You are buying a piece of your home with every single payment. That is equity, and it belongs to you. On a $750,000 home, with 5% down at today's rates, in the first year alone, you pay down roughly $8,000 to $10,000 of your loan principal, just through your regular monthly payments. That's money building in your net worth, not disappearing in someone else's. And then there is appreciation. Historically, Southern California home values have appreciated at an average of 5 to 6% per year over the long term. On a $750,000 home, 50% appreciation is $37,500 in value added in just 1 year. Now, appreciation is not guaranteed. Markets go up and they go down. I'm not promising you anything about the future. What I'm saying is that over a long enough time horizon, home ownership in Southern California has consistently built wealth in a way that renting simply cannot. Your landlord knows this. That's why they own the building. The real cost of buying versus renting side by side. Now let me put renting and buying side by side using real numbers. Let's use a $750,000 home, a realistic price for a 3-bedroom in Santa Clarita or parts of the San Fernando Valley right now. 5% down payment equals $37,500. Loan amount, about $712,000. At today's rate of approximately 6.75%, your principal and interest payment is roughly $4,600 a month. Add California property taxes, about $780 a month. Add homeowners insurance, about $150 a month. Add PMI, since you are under 20% down, roughly $200 a month. Total monthly payment, approximately $5,750 a month. Now, I know what you are thinking. That's more than the $3,800 rent number I used. And you were right. On paper, month to month, buying costs more. But here is what changes the math completely. 1. Your mortgage payment is fixed. A 30-year fixed rate loan means your principal and interest payment never changes. Your rent will increase every year. In 10 years, your neighbors who are still renting will be paying $5,000 or $6,000 a month. Your mortgage payment will be exactly the same as day one. 2. You eliminate PMI once you reach 20% equity. At that point, your payment drops by $200 a month automatically. 3. The interest you pay on your mortgage is tax deductible for most buyers. That changes your effective monthly cost. 4. Every month you are paying down your loan. That's $4,620 in principal, and interest doesn't disappear. A portion of it is coming back to you as equity. And 5, if the home appreciates at even 4% a year, in 5 years that $750,000 home could be worth over $900,000. That's $150,000 in value that belongs entirely to you. Compare that to 5 years of renting at $3,800 a month with 3% annual increases, you will have paid over $243,000 in rent and have nothing to show for it. The math is not even close over time. When renting still makes sense. Now, I promise you I'll be honest. So, let me tell you when renting actually is the right choice. Renting makes sense when your timeline is under 2 years. If you know you're moving cities, changing jobs, or your life situation is uncertain in the near term, buying and then selling quickly can actually cost you money once you factor in closing costs and transaction fees. Renting makes sense when your finances aren't ready yet. If your credit score needs work, your debt-to-income ratio is too high, or you don't have enough saved down for a down payment and closing costs. Renting while you prepare is the right move. Renting makes sense when the market in your specific target area is genuinely overheated and prices are disconnected from income fundamentals. In those cases, patience can save you from buying at the wrong time. I'm a real estate agent telling you there are times when renting is the right call, because I'd rather give you the honest answer than push you into a decision that isn't right for your situation. The break-even point. The break-even point is the moment when buying a home becomes financially better than renting. When all the upfront costs of buying are offset by the equity you've built and the rent increases you've avoided. In Southern California, for a typical purchase in the $700,000 to $800,000 range, the break-even point is generally 3 to 5 years. That means if you plan to stay in the home for at least 3 to 5 years, buying almost always wins financially over renting at these price points. The question is not really whether buying is better than renting long term. In Southern California, history shows it almost always is. The question is, are you in a position to buy right now? And if not, what does it take to get there? What to do if you're not ready yet? If you watch this video and you're thinking, I want to buy but I'm not ready yet, here is exactly what to do. First, find out your real number. Talk to a lender and get a pre-qualification. Not to buy today, but to understand exactly where you stand. Second, set a savings target. Calculate exactly how much you need. Down payment plus closing costs plus a reserve. Divide that by the number of months until your target move date. That's your monthly savings goal. Make it automatic. Third, if you are in California, look into CalHFA, California's Down Payment Assistance Program. It can cover your down payment entirely in some cases. Visit the link I'm providing in the description and check the income limits for your area. Fourth, track the market. Subscribe to this channel. I post real local market data for Santa Clarita and Southern California every week. Understanding what's happening in the market before you are ready to buy makes you a much stronger buyer when the time comes. Now, renting versus buying in Southern California right now. A 3-bedroom rental in the Valley or LA is running $3,600 to $4,300 a month. That's $45,000 or more per year building someone else's equity. Buying costs more month to month upfront, but your payment is fixed. Your equity grows, and over 3 to 5 years, the math shifts decisively in your favor. Renting is not always wrong, but for most people who plan to stay in California long term, the question isn't whether to buy, it's when and how. If you want to figure it out where you stand right now, whether you are ready to buy, how to get ready, or what your specific numbers look like in this market, That's exactly the conversation I'm here to have. My phone and email are in the description, and I put together a free buyer's guide that walks through every step of the process. Link is below. I'm Lucky De Leon. I'm bilingual in English and Spanish, and I'll see you next week.